The short answer is you can't stop caring. It's hardwired into your DNA. You are a human being. You are a social animal, a social creature. It is hardwired into you to care. But what you can do instead is stop valuing what they think. I think the reason this advice of how to stop caring what people think about you is so popular is because of the age that we're in. You know, we used to be in hunter-gatherer tribes, then we moved into the industrial age, and now we're in the information age, the technology age, and we're trying to solve this problem of how to stop caring what so many people that have little impact on our lives think about us. You know, we're trying to directly fight a human instinct that has been built into us for generations and generations and generations. And the origins of this was in the hunter-gatherer days, when we lived in tribes, small communities, and we depended on the people around us for resources, for a sense of belonging, for survival. And it was important that we cared about what the people around us thought about us. Because if we were too different, if we were too weird in some kind of way, we would either be exiled, or maybe not exiled, but alienated, a slow alienation from the tribe. Because either you would be a threat to whatever the tribe is trying to maintain or to build, or you would slow down whatever they're trying to build or maintain. See? And nowadays, we live in an age where if you want to get food, you don't need to hunt. You can go to the grocery store. You know, all you need is money. If you want to buy a house, if you want shelter, all you need is money. If you want medicine, all you need is money. And back then, if you wanted food, sometimes it wasn't even just your tribe that you needed these resources from. You needed resources from another tribe, because maybe your tribe specialized in hunting and the other tribe specialized in planting food, crops, making crops. And maybe this other tribe had certain rituals that you didn't agree with, that you didn't like. But you needed their resources, therefore you needed to be in good books with them. Even if you didn't like them, you still needed to be in good books. Whereas in this day and age, we don't really need that. But we're stuck with this instinct to care about what the people around us think. I don't know if you can relate to this, but have you ever met strangers? Like when you meet strangers daily, there's a part of your subconscious that's almost trying to be in good books, because you feel like, I'm going to bump into this person again. Or there's a part of you that maybe you see somebody that you like in some kind of way, you create a very tiny acquaintance relationship with somebody you meet at the shop or something like that. You have a small conversation with somebody there, and a part of you feels like, I'm going to meet this person again, and we're going to build a long relationship. Although it's not a conscious thought, a part of you feels, okay, we are going to see each other again. And, we're going to build a family. We're going to be friends. My children are going to be friends with their children. All that jazz. All of that comes from our human instincts that our ancestors have given us, from the rituals, the collective rituals that we engaged in, of being in a tribe, being in a community, helping one another, and being together. But in this day and age, we don't really need that much. If a stranger has a bad opinion about you, it's not really going to affect you that much. I used to have this thing where even when I was alone, I would often think that there is somebody out there, even in like the spirit realm, who's like observing me and just judging my every action. Like if I'm sitting in the toilet weird, if I'm walking weird, maybe I'm in the woods and I'm peeing behind a tree, and I think maybe there's somebody in these woods that's observing me and just like judging me, like, oh, this is absurd behavior. He's peeing by the tree. Oh, that poor tree. I'm going to wipe that tree afterwards. Just it's a ridiculous thought, but it's there. It used to corrupt me a lot. But the older I'm getting and the more I'm like observing the world, the more I'm realizing that nobody really cares about you. Nobody really cares about you. And that can either be a depressing thought or an empowering thought. Because nobody really cares. Strangers, when you're walking in the store, nobody really sees you. Even if they make eye contact with you, they don't really see you. They only see this is what I believe. I believe everybody has a filter of how they see the world. And that impacts how they see people as well. Because we're human beings and we're not these divine creatures that can see everything for what it truly is. And we have to see the world through a filter so that we can simplify our world, so that we can move forward. Because if we saw everything for what it truly is, there would be no action. We wouldn't move because everything would be so divine and fascinating. If you look at one person, you would just see so many different flashes, so many different memories, so much complexity that you just wouldn't take action in your life. See? So as human beings, we need that limit of consciousness. We need that limit of how we see the world to engage with it. And nobody really sees you. Even the people in your life, they don't really, how many people can you say in your life really, truly, truly know the real you? Know the soul, the spirit, the you that's inside there. The you that you are when nobody is watching. How many people know that person? How many people have seen it? Very few. And I'd argue that pretty much nobody has. Only you and the divine. You and God. You and the universe. Whatever you want to call it. Only you have witnessed it. Anybody that says, I don't care what anybody thinks about me, it's either three things. Number one, they're lying. Number two, they're heading down a dark road, which in the short term will benefit them, but in the long road, it'll catch up with them. And three, they are trying to communicate this concept that I'm trying to bring across to you, which is you can't stop caring what people think about you, but you can stop valuing what they think about you. And the difference is this. When you stop caring what people think about you, you are essentially heading down a path of ignorance. You're ignoring what's around you. And the danger of that is ignorance is bliss. Because once you've had a taste of it can be tough to let go. And that road is dangerous because you are essentially burning bridges. Because when you don't care about what people think about you, when you don't care what anyone thinks about you, most especially, you are burning bridges. And there are some bridges that you're going to need to cross. But you've burnt that bridge. And you're going to need to depend on whether that person has a good nature within them. Because some people won't want to rebuild that bridge with you. See? And that is a dangerous road of narcissism. A slow, narcissistic road. And there are some people you genuinely need to be in good books with, even if they're not particularly your favorite people. See? And the path of not valuing what some people think about you See, there are those whose opinion and insight who you value, but there are those whose opinion and insight you don't value. Why? Because of the very thing that I communicated earlier, that us human beings, we see the world in a filter, and very few people can actually see the real you. Even if you try to communicate your problems and the things that you're dealing with, sometimes you're not effectively communicating the core roots of what's going on with you. And sometimes somebody's opinion can be warped because they see the world in a certain filter and they don't see the real you. And they can give misplaced advice. So, I don't value what they think. You know, in another video I made, I said, don't listen to advice from someone you wouldn't go to for critique, or the other way around. Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't go to for advice. See? But of course, there is always exceptions to that. There always is somebody who you can speak to, but you wouldn't ordinarily go to them for advice, but would give sound information that fits the puzzle perfectly. But I don't value what they think because they don't understand the full context of what I'm trying to achieve, what I'm trying to do. And I learned this when I performed, because I'm a dancer. And I like to perform in public, you know, make videos in public. And at the beginning of this journey, I used to really feel self-conscious. You know, I felt like everybody was staring at me and stuff like that. Or, you know, the police are going to come and chase me because I'm dancing here on somebody's sideway or something like that, like on the street. But the more I got into it, the more I realized nobody cares. Everybody's passing by, and the people who do stop, they don't notice me. They're noticing the performance. That's all that matters, is the performance. But me, Daniel, the person that's underneath there, they don't see that person. And that is the most freeing feeling you can ever feel. They don't see the real you. But anyways, with that said, thank you for listening, and until all are one.